Live from KSAT 12, the Nightbeat starts right now.
Bullets flying, one of them hitting a driver along a busy roadway. San Antonio police calling it an apparent road rage shooting. The evidence uncovered coming up.
And a house fire in San Antonio leading to an arrest. Fire investigators are releasing new details in this case that involved a woman being sent to the hospital. What they found inside the home. But first, headaches, fatigue, difficulty breathing, some of the long-term COVID effects that children can have weeks after they recover.
And new studies show your child doesn't have to have a severe case of COVID to suffer the life-changing consequences. Experts say parents need to refresh their views on how COVID impacts their kids.
The COVID-19 Delta variant rapidly changing what we know about post-recovery for children who survive the virus.
We've even seen children who are now developing diabetes because they've had permanent pancreatic damage.
Dr. Alvaro Mereda, assistant professor of pediatrics at UT Health Science Center San Antonio, says we are just now starting to see more children with persistent symptoms known as long COVID.
Even if your child never had any manifestations such as fever or cough or runny nose, several weeks later, they can still have a persistent headache or feel very fatigued or have this, what people are considering or calling brain fogness.
Other conditions include breathing issues and a loss of smell. There's always been a risk of MIS-C or multi-system inflammatory syndrome in children who get the virus, which can impact other organs, including their eyes, liver, and brain. Dr. Mereda has seen a surge in babies with COVID-infected moms being born very premature.
And that's because we have a lot of mothers who are coming into the emergency department and they're complaining of symptoms where they're having difficulty breathing. And in a matter of hours, they go from being breathing just like you and I, just in room air right now, to being intubated and then also delivering their baby.
Some of those babies can be born with what's known as MIS neonate.
They, a lot of times, will need medications to maintain their blood pressure, their heart rate. A lot of them will be intubated and require respiratory support for breathing.
The CDC doubled down on its recommendation that pregnant and breastfeeding women get the COVID-19 vaccine after new data showed it's effective and safe.
Dr. Mereda says overall infected children do have good outcomes, but the lifelong effects in children and babies is still to be studied. The fear is they could be at high risk for hypertension, early heart attacks, or strokes.
Children under the age of 12 unable to get the vaccine for now. Instead, health experts continue to encourage mask wearing. Governor Greg Abbott refusing to mandate masks, though. It's a choice Mayor Ron Nirenberg does not agree with.
You know, really, if the governor is going to dig in on not protecting our children, not protecting the public from this pandemic, then I would say he's waging a battle without honor or humanity.
The city and county able to get a mask mandate for schools in place after a judge granted a temporary restraining order against the state. That order is effective through Monday morning when an injunction hearing is set to take place. Some schools are pushing back against a mandate, though, so we asked Mayor Ron Nirenberg what the consequences are expected to be.
At which time I think we'll be having some further conversations. We will cross that bridge on enforcement when we get there. We do hope we're going to get some voluntary compliance, though, with the order.
A judge will also decide if that mask mandate can be extended past Monday. Right now, Bernie ISD is still giving the students the option to not wear a mask at 2 of its campuses in Bexar County. Schertz Cibolo Universal City ISD doing the same for its schools in the area. Northside ISD has also said they will not enforce a mask mandate yet. That could change since the Northside District does not start school until August 23rd.
COVID-19 keeping a San Antonio native and Texas lawmaker off the Senate floor. Senator Jose Menendez confirming his diagnosis in a statement tonight. Menendez saying in part, quote, "We are all vaccinated. However, we contracted this virus because someone who, due to no fault of their own, brought it into our home. This virus is dangerous and we have to follow scientifically proven methods to slow the spread, end quote. Now, his diagnosis comes after his 14-month-old granddaughter tested positive for the illness recently. Menendez calling for Texans to wear a mask and slow the spread. More than 1,300 cases of coronavirus continues to pop up each day in Bexar County, according to the 7-day average. Tonight, another rise of COVID patients in our hospitals. 1,284 COVID-19 patients are now hospitalized. 331 of those patients are in the ICU and 194 are on ventilators. The state health department is employing 2,500 medical personnel to help hospitals, but it is unclear how many would come to San Antonio. The Bexar County Jail also seeing an increase of people with COVID coming in for booking. The sheriff's office says they are able to quarantine these people before they enter the jail. Tonight, the sheriff's office confirms 87 active positive cases. That number is large in comparison to what they were seeing this time last month, which was only 11 positive cases. Now, with the system of testing and quarantining incoming inmates, the sheriff's office believes they will keep the situation under control.
The Bexar County judges helping in an effort to get our vaccination rates higher. Defendants who must complete community service can shave off a few hours by simply getting the COVID-19 vaccine. This new option became available in June, and more judges have started to offer it.
We have to get creative and think outside the box. If a person is fully vaccinated, it's a great idea to give them credit for some of those community service hours because, they still have to walk into county offices.
Defendants can get credit anywhere from 4 to 24 hours of community service just for getting the shot.
A booster shot is closer to becoming a reality for the fully vaccinated immunocompromised. A source familiar with the process says the extra shot could be approved for the most vulnerable before the end of the week. The Food and Drug Administration has not officially commented on the issue. This would be a third shot for the Pfizer and Moderna vaccines, which are 2 doses each. Well, the Delta variant has local universities planning for the safety of students and staff. Now, some students will head back to the classroom. Another school wants students to learn from home. Our Lady of the Lake University is implementing a mask mandate. They are set to start classes next week. University officials are also encouraging everyone to get the COVID-19 vaccine. Students who don't get the vaccine will be required to undergo weekly testing for the virus. And students who present their vaccine card can get a $100 gift card. Students who are vaccinated may choose for a random sampling of testing as a precaution. UTSA is set to begin most of their classes online for the fall semester. The remote learning period will go from August 23rd to September 12th. University officials also saying students, faculty, and staff will be subject to mandatory COVID-19 testing. The first phase of which will begin as students move into campus, on-campus housing. We'll continue to update you on what other universities are doing as that information comes into the newsroom.
Got some breaking news I want to take you to right now. Multiple people shot, at least one person dead. That's according to the San Antonio Fire Department tonight. A live picture from Sky 12 of the scene along Hazel Street near South Sabina Street. That's on the city's west side. The San Antonio Fire Department confirming multiple injuries as well as at least one death.
And we do have a crew headed to the scene right now to gather more information. We will have a live report as soon as we get to the scene. New tonight, shots fired on a busy roadway. Police now investigating an apparent road rage shooting between drivers. It all started on the Southeast Houston and Loop 410. Police say one driver shot at another in a black Cadillac. That victim was hit in the shoulder, but still managed to follow the suspect to a gas station near Pecan Valley and Goliad. That's where police say the suspect was taken into custody. A weapon was also recovered. The victim was taken to the hospital and is expected to survive.
An arrest made in a house fire that sent one woman to the hospital. We first told you about a fire at a home on Sir Barton Street on Monday. A woman treated for smoke inhalation there. Tonight, we're learning fire crews found a suspicious lab setup with some of the items described as being explosive in nature. Arson investigators revealing they made an arrest in this case as well. William Ackley is charged with possession of an explosive weapon. We're told more charges may result from this investigation, and of course, we'll continue to follow it. An Olympic-sized surprise for one athlete. The donation from one San Antonio company that made a gold medalist smile. Coming up.
And dozens of people showing their support for two families dealing with a tremendous loss. 2 women killed, a suspected drunk driver arrested. The memorial where 2 families were able to find comfort with each other. Next on the Nightbeat.
They're linked by a tragedy. 2 families in mourning, meeting for the first time. We're continuing our coverage of a fatal wrong-way crash where 2 young women died. 25-year-old Daniela Lute and 26-year-old Diana Rubio. A massive crowd all meeting up near the crash site along I-35 near Walsham Road. Members of both victims' families embracing as they work past this tragic event. The crowd filled with friends and coworkers who lit candles and shared their best memories of these women.
This showing of people that outpouring of support and comfort and comforting words is just an awesome testament to both of these young ladies' lives and the imprint that they left on other people's lives.
As for the suspected drunk driver, 58-year-old Ricardo Rodriguez, who hit the vehicle that the 2 women were in, he's facing 2 counts of intoxicated manslaughter.
New tonight, a San Antonio business that customizes food trucks is donating their efforts to Olympic gold medalist Tamira Mensah-Stock, the first Black woman wrestler to win the Olympic gold in history. Mensah-Stock planned to use her prize money to get her mother a food truck. The Night Team's Japhanie Gray tells us why the athlete now doesn't have to worry about spending a dime.
What? Olympic gold medalist Tamira Mensah-Stock was already on cloud 9 from her big win in wrestling at the 2020 Tokyo Olympics, but now
they're playing my emotions right now.
She's beyond ecstatic after learning local business Cruising Kitchens will be donating a $250,000 food truck to her mother, Shonda Wells. You see, before the Olympics, her mom worked many hours as a certified nursing assistant, but never had the money to get an actual food truck. Instead,
would drive her truck around with the food pit in the back, and her truck would be disgusting. I'd be like, Mommy, please get organized. Well, it couldn't be helped. Like, she was working out of her truck.
So Mensah-Stock made her a promise.
I promise you, I'm going to win, and I'm going to get you that truck. I do this for God, and I do it for the ones that I've lost.
That includes her father, who passed away in a car crash.
Anytime he saw me on the mat, he would just go ballistic.
Mensah-Stock planned to use $30,000 of her prize money to purchase a truck. That is when CEO and president of Cruising Kitchens, Cameron Davies, stepped in.
And right then I knew it was something special. You watch, how much she loved America. How can you not feel the emotion of a girl who grew up, struggling, went through high school, lost her father years ago, lost her uncle, wanted to give up, but she didn't.
Over the next few months, Davies and his team will be building a custom-made truck.
But it's going to have, an amazing wrap, upholstery, custom grill, custom wheels, all NSF equipment.
They will also be raising funds to help Wells start up her barbecue food truck business. Mensah-Stock says she's beyond grateful.
God is good all the time. God is good.
Japhanie Gray, KSAT 12 News.
What a great gesture. And I'm if I ever open up a food truck, I'm going to Cruising Kitchens.
Absolutely. I've already have an idea. I need to run past them.
I bet you do.
Kishka truck. Cruising Kishka. Blood sausage. Kishka. It would hit the world by storm.
It would definitely, yeah. Especially if you use the word blood sausage instead of kishka, you're definitely going to get some attention.
It's the final ingredient. That's what you put in at the very end. Cow blood. I need to get my hands on more. Sausage making family, for the record. Polish heritage. Grandpa was a butcher. Great family recipes. And the cow blood's last ingredient gives it just this unbelievable saltiness and color you can't replicate. I've made urban kishka before. It's not the same.
Yeah. Kishka Kitchen.
Kishka Kitchen. Kasky's Kishka Kitchen.
Yeah.
Oh, my God.
Say that 3 times fast.
I'm out of here.
Eddie's done. Okay. Patty, can you do weather?
Yeah, let's see. Okay. Yeah, you've read the screen. Rain chances return. Perseids peaking tonight, and we've got tropical depression Fred to talk about. I did mention this yesterday. I'll mention it again now because the Perseid meteor shower, it happens every year. It peaks tonight. It's good because we don't have much moonlight to interfere with the viewing. We just have, of course, light pollution from the city of San Antonio and all of our lights. But you can still see some Perseids if you look off to the northeast. You'll want to be outside for at least 20 minutes to really let your eyes adjust. That's what I think works best when you have all this light pollution around. And the best viewing is after midnight. Up to 1 meteor per minute in a perfect spot. A perfect spot is West Texas. A perfect spot is Big Bend National Park. Okay, that's not anywhere around San Antonio. So we won't see anywhere near that number, but still you may see a few meteors or shooting stars this evening. And even the next couple of evenings as well. We'll still be within the debris of the comet Swift-Tuttle and be able to get some of those meteors. So our weather pattern has some swirls, some dips and dives in it, but no main dominant feature until this upper level high that's working into the Pacific Northwest. That's going to take over and strengthen in the western U.S. So often we're used to seeing the big blue H right over us. That has not been the case most of this summer. But the importance of it being centered over the western U.S. as we get into Sunday, Monday timeframe, that puts us in a northerly wind aloft. That combined with a few other factors actually puts rain chances back in our forecast. Right now we're not expecting anything widespread, but sometimes that northerly flow really overperforms and gives us more rain than even anticipated. So right now we've got it at 30% for Sunday, Monday afternoons. There's a chance we could be raising some of those odds. All right, let's talk about Tropical Depression Fred. Was Tropical Storm Fred. Dominican Republic, Haiti, it's pushing off to the northwest. Very weak system, likely to remain on the weak side. Gets into the eastern Gulf of Mexico, could strengthen a little bit, but likely to remain a tropical storm. All indications are that steers far away from Texas. 96 was our high temperature today. Pretty much average. The average high is 97. Right now we're at 85, dew point of 74, so it feels like 92. Across the state, 80s. I mean, Del Rio hanging on to 92, but overall, not bad temperature-wise for August. Even some 70s in West Texas. And right now, Uvalde's 85. Kerrville and Fredericksburg, so far, 79. Tomorrow we'll start the day at 77, make it up to 96 again. Very repetitive here for a few more days. Southeasterly wind at 10 to 15 miles per hour. Del Rio about 99 tomorrow, Kerrville 94, 96 Uvalde, Canyon Lake making it up to 94, and most of us in the mid-90s, give or take a degree or two. Downtown about 96, same with Hondo. Looking ahead, we'll shave off a few degrees as we introduce those rain chances, but still low to mid-90s Sunday, Monday.
My grass needs rain. Got to make it to Monday.
Yeah, I don't know if Greg heard the whole conversation with Adam about he wants to open up his own food truck.
Yes.
Selling blood sausage.
Kishka. Kasky's Kishka Kitchen.
I like it if I could say it.
All right, Dak is back apparently.
Yeah, well, he's back throwing. That's a crucial thing because remember he came back from the ankle injury. That was 9 months in the making. This has been 2 weeks of getting back there just throwing. Now he's not at full speed. We'll get the latest update on Dak. And when it comes to hiring Becky Hammon as a new head coach in the NBA, she has a message for those teams coming up.
Pro football coverage powered by Davis Law Firm.
Great news for Cowboy fans. Dak Prescott was back at practice today throwing the ball. That's after he spent some time with Amari Cooper on Tuesday. It's not at full throttle after suffering a muscle strain in his throwing shoulder almost 2 weeks ago to the day when the Cowboys were in their first day of pads. Head coach Mike McCarthy told us today how the team will progress with their star quarterback.
I think like anything, I think it's only natural when you shut a quarterback down completely, throwing, then there's a process where you got to build them back up. So we'll continue to go through that regiment today. So he'll do a little more throwing today than he did yesterday. Everything's good. I talked to him this morning, so he's feeling good and just wants to keep progressing.
Now, Dak is not scheduled to play in the Cowboys' second preseason game against Arizona this Friday night at 9 p.m. Their target is the third preseason game right now. The Houston Texans will kick off their preseason this Saturday night when they travel to take on Green Bay Packers with Deshaun Watson's tenure with the team very much in question. It appears that the first draft pick, quarterback Davis Mills, will see some playing time for the first time as a Texan. What does he plan on showing us this weekend?
I'm just happy if I get to play on Saturday, obviously, kind of go out there and show what I can do. I'll have really talented players around me on the same team that I'm looking forward to going there and playing with, and I'm just looking forward to having a lot of fun.
Baylor University has been placed on 4 years probation and handed recruitment restrictions by the NCAA, but did not take any scholarships away and will allow the football team to compete in college football's postseason. This comes more than 5 years after Baylor fired head coach Art Briles following a report on how the school handled sexual assault allegations made against some football players. But the punishment is not for that. In fact, the NCAA ruled that Briles and the school did nothing to violate NCAA rules by their inaction. The punishment is based on violations committed with impermissible benefits and improper recruiting practices involving a female hostess group. In response, Art Briles' attorney Scott Thompson told ESPN his client has been completely exonerated. Becky Hammon telling us today, please don't hire me to check a box. Hire me because of my skill sets and coaching. This is what she told the Associated Press today during a telephone interview after the Spurs assistant was passed over for more than one coaching vacancy this offseason. Hammon admits there are 30 jobs that are difficult to get, and many thought she would be the next head coach of Portland until she lost out to Chauncey Billups in the finals. The Brandeis Broncos helped kick off the 2021 high school football season with a doozy of a first game. Next. Our big game coverage previews take us to Brandeis High School, which is home to the Broncos. Brand new head coach Charles Bruce welcomes back 16 starters, 8 each on offense and defense, off a team that went 6-3 overall, 5-3 in difficult District 28-6A. Bruce used to be the coach at Wagner until making the jump to Northside. Nico Garcia returns as quarterback after an injury took him out mid-season.
I really think it's just nothing but fuel. You know, it's just a lot of things fueling us to be even the best that we can possibly be this year.
It's been a challenge just getting the whole thing down. You know, the transition, I believe these coaches did an amazing job. You know, just getting these plays down quick and, you know, easing our way into the season. And I think it was a big growth for us, and I believe it helped us a lot.
The kids are getting used to the way we coach and our terminology and things like that. They already hustle around. They already have good character. It's just getting on the same page as far as terminology.
All right, Brandeis is not messing around since being moved to the same district that includes all the Northeast schools. They will face O'Connor right out of the gate on Thursday, April the 26th at 7 p.m. We kick off our partnership with big game coverage in Texas Sports Productions today as TSP will provide us with more highlights, not just for the Nightbeat, but our website at biggamecoverage.com, live games on MeTV and the BGC app. ESP sat down with a number of San Antonio high school football coaches, including Judson's Roddy Williams, who talked about the challenge of playing football during the pandemic and the disappointing finish in the postseason for the Rockets.
It was tough for us at Judson ISD, not having the kids there. A lot of our kids don't drive, so the parents had to be a lot more involved, and you know, it just was frustrating. And I don't know. I mean, I'm telling my kids, like, be here. That's all I'm telling them. I said, we not even going. I know that the COVID is still out there, but I'm not telling my kids anything about it. We trying to go to work because, you know, last year was left a sour taste in our mouths, you know, losing the way we lost in the Bod District.
You can go online right now and see the entire interview at bgc.com. And don't forget, sign up for the Haney and Company Golf Tournament, the Quarry, August the 23rd, starting at 8 a.m. Breakfast, lunch, and awards will also take place, including a hole-in-one contest for a 2021 Lexus from the Cayley Group. Just go to haneycpas.com/golf and sign up now. So some more incentives for you to do that.
There you go. Thanks, Greg.
All right, we'll be right back with more on breaking news.
I want to quickly take you back to that breaking news. Multiple people shot. One person is dead.
This is all happening along Hazel Street near South Sabina Street. That's where Japhanie Gray just arrived at the scene. Japhanie, what can you tell us?
Yes, Steve, Patty, we're still trying to figure out what exactly led to this shooting, but you will see right here on Hazel Street, this portion has been blocked off. Of course, there's a lot of activity going down further down the street, but you will notice there's a black car that somehow or another is involved in this case. We have several markers on the roadway. Right now, we do know at least 3 people have been hit. Some officers saying up to 4. We do know from the San Antonio Fire Department at least 1 person has died at the scene, but the rest have been transported to the hospital. We have seen that some family have arrived to one of those victims. But again, we're going to keep following this, keep the details. Chief is expected to make scene. We'll get you that information online at KSAT.com.
Thank you, Japhanie. Again, this is near Frio City and Brazos to give you an idea. Of course, we'll have more on this story online and on GMS.